Welcome to the Mills Knows Bills podcast. My name is Mills Bender. I'm the founder and CEO of Mills Knows Bills, where we help you, variable income earners, master your money in 90 days. The point of this podcast is to help you make the most of your fluctuating income so you can stop living paycheck to paycheck, pay off your debt twice as fast, and get on track toward reaching both your personal and professional financial goals. Now, as I continue to grow my team here at MKB, you may have some guest hosts from time to time. However, our goal does not change. Whether we're bringing in a guest speaker, having an in-depth conversation about our personal finances, or talking about a topic that is of interest to you, our goal is to help you master your money. Welcome back to the Mills Knows Bills podcast. I'm your host, as well as founder and CEO of Mills Knows Bills. And with us on our podcast, we answer our burning financial questions. This is actually our first in-person interview / conversation that we've had in the studio. So thank you, Kenney, for taking time. Take a moment, introduce yourself, and then we'll get started.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. My name's Kenney. I own a business here in Orlando, Florida. I do pest control and wildlife removal, and I'm a great friend of Mills.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Why were you on the show today? Because Mills asked me. No, I'm just kidding.
Because Mills forced. No, I'm just kidding.
So what's your burning financial question today?
Yeah, I think for me, something that's been a struggle my whole life is building a good relationship with money. I think growing up, a lot of people are seeing their parents struggle, and you look at money from a negative aspect. And I think maybe some tips and pointers on how you can reinforce that relationship and make it more of a positive thing, so it's not so negative.
Mindset, our favorite conversation, right,
Mindset.
Chloe? So mindset is something that everybody struggles with, whether it's financial, business related. I mean, heck, Chloe and I were just talking about this on the drive over here, how we're both in that blessed but stressed stage of our businesses. And so one thing that I like to do when it's financially related, though, is number one, I don't make any decisions when I feel like the decision is coming out of a place of overwhelm. Right. So if I'm already overwhelmed, I'm not going to make any major changes. I'm going to give myself at least 2 to 3 days before I make a change. The second thing I try to remind myself is that my net worth does not equal my self-worth. Right.
Sure.
Whether I have $5 in the account or $5 million in the account, that does not mean I'm any less than or greater than.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then finally, I try to challenge my thoughts as they come up. So a lot of times, so growing up, my mom always told me that the skin of the apple was the best part of the apple. And so growing up, I just believed it. Right. Is there any science behind that? I don't freaking know. But
right.
I just took it as gospel.
Sure.
So oftentimes what I find with our finances is that we take those thoughts that we have, whether they were imposed on us by our parents, by friends, by other family members, by ourselves, we take it as gospel. And so what I would encourage you to do is to slow down and ask yourself, is this true? Is this real? What do I need to do to change the narrative of this? And just taking a moment to pause, because you don't have to believe everything you think, allows you to slowly start unwinding the lies that we believe as truths.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's good.
Thanks.
Just
every now and then.
Yeah, no, I think, definitely the bank account can certainly influence your emotions and your moods throughout the day. And maybe starting the day with something a little more positive has certainly helped. I do a lot of affirmations. I do a lot of listening to people that are positive. Mills, you're a huge influence on my entrepreneurial journey, if you will. And trying to surround myself with successful people has certainly helped. But I know a lot of people struggle with that, and it makes things difficult to go out there and be positive sometimes when your bank account isn't reflecting that. Yeah. And business can come in too, and you still kind of feel that way. So that's something I struggle with, but it's good to hear. But
it's also good to not gaslight yourself into thinking that everything is always sunshine and rainbows.
Sure.
You got to surround yourself with people that you can be real with. I have 2 groups that I'm part of right now, where one knows me on a very deep, intimate level. And the other group knows me to an extent, but only a subsect of that group does.
Sure.
And the one over here, the collaborative, I don't have to put on a mask.
Yeah.
In fact, they know my masks well enough to know that it's not all fine and dandy.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And being able to talk through that with other people helps us overcome some of those mindset hurdles, especially when we're not saying, oh, it's all great, you know?
Yeah.
Because then it doesn't feel as crazy to us when we know that other people can relate.
Yeah.
And they can give us encouragement.
Sure.
We have a mutual contact, Scott.
Yeah.
Right?
He's amazing.
Where I'm at right now is where Scott was 7 months ago.
Oh, wow.
And so the struggles that I'm seeing in my business, the late nights, the scaling faster than I feel like I can handle, all of those mindset hurdles that I'm actually going through right now, I call Scott.
Yeah.
And he walks me through it. And so you don't always have to solve your mindset problems by yourself either.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something I struggle with for sure.
Well, it's because we're entrepreneurs.
Asking for help, right?
What is that? We feel like because we are the go-to person in our business, that means we have to be the go-to person for ourselves.
Right.
That's just a bunch of baloney.
Yeah.
I can't be the go-to person for myself.
Yeah.
You can't always be the go-to person for yourself either.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That was it.
Okay. That's it. You're like, please.
That was perfect.
Welcome to the Mills Knows Bills therapy session where we solve your financial therapy problems. So with that said, though, tell us more about what you do, because we do have a lot of listeners that are Central Florida based, although we work with people all across the states.
Yeah.
Let them know how you can help them with their critter gitter problems.
Awesome. Again, company name is Freedom Wildlife, and we do pest control, wildlife removal, trapping, cleanup, sanitization, the whole nine. If animals are getting in your home, we can handle every aspect of it. If bugs are bugging you, we can handle every aspect of that. And that's kind of what we do. We have a nice little twist on it where we're humane and we're genuinely humane. A lot of people say they are and they aren't. We are. We have a good relationship with a lot of our Central Florida rehabbers here. So we've got resources for our animals. We do eco-friendly pest control, so we're not harming any of your pets or your babies. And that's kind of the gist of what we do. I started my business out of the love for the animals, and we like to overflow that love for the people as well, and kind of take care of things the right way.
I agree. And I'm gonna put this on the record. Kenney and Freedom Wildlife, they are my professional critter getter. They come around every 3 months.
Yes, we do.
And they make sure that my house is all nice and squared away for my kiddos and my pet. So thank you, Kenney, for keeping my home safe. And thank you for coming on the show today.
Absolutely.
I appreciate getting to sit down with you and you being the first in-person guest. Yeah. What a special moment.
That's awesome.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you all had a great time watching this episode, and we'll catch you next time.